day one of camp, I believe it was day one or day two, Christian Kirk, he strained his calf, which is just like, damn, like, everybody's calling the 49ers old, and it's like we are just kind of like fitting into that mold right now. And luckily, I have one of my longtime friends, former coworker, Dr. Haro, fellow 49er faithful. He is a sports chiropractor, and I wanted to know what's up with these things because strains are obviously different from tears and all the other terms. So I inquired with him, and that is my source right now. That I'm gonna dive in about Christian Kirk's calf strain. So let's see here. So a calf strain takes from a few days to 6 months to heal. Oh, that's good news. um, okay. With the most moderate strains requiring 4 to 8 weeks for tissue remodeling and safe return to activity. Recovery depends heavily on the severity and if it is torn. And so going down the list, Christian Kirk does have a grade one calf strain. So it says 1 to 3 weeks for minor micro tears, which I guess is what he has, slight tightness and minimal strength loss. So just reading that is like, okay, this guy's probably going to be out the first preseason game, which, okay, no big deal. Um, but just reading the calf tightness, I guarantee you that's exactly what Dejan Stribling has because he's been out of the last 2 days of training camp because he's had, um, I think he's had, it was either hamstring or calf tightness. And that's kind of like the same thing there or kind of close. So that means Stribling is probably out for 1 to 3 weeks. So it's just parts of our worst nightmares like coming true and so immediate in training camp. We want to like see these guys and see how good they look and like, oh man, we haven't had a receiving core like this. But it's just kind of looking bad right now. Okay, and like I said, Dejan Stribling um, has not been back to practice since the Niners. I think are being kind of cautious with him and his hamstring tightness. So um, yeah, this is just crazy. Like there is like unlimited people just injured right now for the 49ers and everybody that was making jokes and then it was like, let's wait till we get to training camp. I'm sure everything will be okay. Well, now all their jokes are hitting because we can't hide from this crap. Um, and probably the thing that you were like, thank God this hasn't happened, pretty much happened today. Um, Mike Evans, man, um, what did he get? He had a quad strain. So back again, referring to Dr. Haro. Here we go. Um, a quad strain, which Mike Evans suffered from today, which was weird because he did all his interviews on KMBR and stuff, and he didn't look like he was in any discomfort or anything. Maybe the interviews were done before practice. I don't know, but I always thought that they were after. But a quad strain takes 1 to 12 weeks or more to heal, depending on whether it's mild, moderate, or a severe injury. I don't know what grade he has, but a grade one is heals in 1 to 3 weeks. A grade two takes 4 to 8 weeks, and I'm sure they would have mentioned if it was a grade three severe, takes 3 to 6 months to heal. So um, this is just, especially Mike Evans. This is not what we wanted to hear with him, and because of his age, I believe he's 33, and that's kind of getting up there in wide receiver years. It's it's just not looking good for the Niners. Now, thank God we got Debo. Like all I ever said to get Debo was we needed an insurance policy. Then we signed Debo. Okay, Ricky's officially out for the year. Christian Kirk's already done, or I mean, he's out, and now Mike Evans. Like, so now our core. Who's our core? Oh, it's so Debo's number one right now, as far as however long Mike Evans is out, or however long they keep him out, and so Debo, Demarcus Robertson. I'm thinking Jordan Watkins and Jacob Cowing. If I'm missing someone, let me know. But oh man, this just all these injuries. It's just like it's such a blow to Niners fans because it's like, oh, we finished the season, 12 wins, that win in Philly. Like, man, we made it. Brock down most of the year. Now we could get a fresh year under our belt, and we ain't got it. it's ah, it's stressful to be a Niner faithful. You know, bang bang Niner game. It's like every time bang bang happens, it's like who got injured. But man, this sucks. But remember, if you're liking the content, make sure you smash that like button. Drop a comment with your opinion on the topics, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure. Okay, let's go. What we got next? By the way, thank you to one of my most loyal supporters, Dr. Haro, for the info, the trusted info. Okay, let's see here. And kind of on this same same regard, you know, a lot of players I've seen, maybe George Kittle, someone else brought it up today. I forget who it was, but now with all these Niner injuries, and a lot of guys are getting injured. I think I seen AJ Brown got injured today. Um, just a lot of people are getting injured, and I mean, it's kind of too much to kind of like really write down. But basically, people are asking for like, or players are asking for better fields, and I do not blame them. Like, because bottom line is NFL is a product that the fans that pay for the tickets and pay for anything regarding to the NFL, they want their money's worth, like I do, and I want my full team out there. If we made acquisitions and stuff, and I don't want to, I don't want to see the seventh string person in every position, which is looking like for the Niners right now. So I think it's kind of good for the players to kind of voice their opinion like they're doing, to basically say that, hey, we need better fields, better product, because like even like the other cursed place, if it's not the 49er substation, is um, MetLife Field, where the Jets and um, the New York Giants play. You see Malik Neighbors last year have that horrible injury. Scatabo had his injury. Um, and even going back a couple years, Aaron Rodgers' first series as a Jet, he's done. So I think at least the first measure of the players speaking out and everything, I think they should just outlaw turf. Like you, they are pro athletes. Why do they want to be driving their aging joints into concrete? which is it's turf is turf, and it's a thin little layer, and then it's concrete under that. Like it's crazy, but I think the NFL has lasted long enough to where they got to make these adjustments. It's you can't you got to have the best product out there on the field, and that's the bottom line. And I think the NFL really needs to incorporate these changes. I don't know how quick they can. I'm sure they can't do it before like next season or something, or the start of next season. But this stuff has to really happen. And as I mentioned, you know, the substation, I try to ignore all the hoopla around it, but all the national media guys, they any way they could fit it into a scenario and blurt it out, they blurt it out, and it is a thing. Because the least thing that it is it's paranoia in people's heads, whether fans, players probably are thinking about it, but they just don't admit it and kind of shrug it off, probably because they're encouraged to like act like they're shrugging it off. But the big quote that's always said by like John Lynch and like Kyle Shanahan and players is it's a nothing burger. But you know, a couple years of bad injuries is enough, but now when you're coming into a new season and they're pretty much predictable injuries and it's kind of feeding a storyline, something's got to be done by this, and it is not nothing. They've had, scientists kind of just getting out there trying to figure something out and just be like, oh, it's nothing. And, it's just all hoopla and everything. And even like, the last time the Niners went to the Super Bowl in '94, the substation was there and they practiced in Santa Clara. So it kind of looks like nothing, but it's kind of unavoidable. You can't just look the other way anymore, and that's just what it is, plain and simple. So I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. It's like it should be nothing, but the facts is that it's not nothing anymore. It's something that you have to deal with. And one of the sports radio guys this morning, he said, just put like a big tarp over it and like do advertisement over that. Like I didn't think of that, but he said it, and that's not a bad idea. Or just put a tarp over it. So, if you put a tarp over it, you don't really notice it. Like then, like I think people forget about it, and maybe it's not in the Niners players like heads anymore. So that's kind of how I think about it. Like, and because like every angle of training camp, it's like this big like Terminator type like structure over there, and I think it's a bad narrative, and it's got to be in the players, the back of their mind, and I just think the Niners front office, they don't really give a shit. They're just like, well, we're not getting injured, blah 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 blah. So I mean, that's kind of what I think about it, and just if you can't destroy it, which I doubt that you can, like just get it to be ignored or something, or completely rule it out. Because no matter what you say, I don't think they've ruled it out yet. But that's my little crap about the substation.